Clark, let's transition a little bit to talking about 2K. So you've been a 2K broadcaster for over
Yeah,
10 years now.
yeah.
When you were signing up for the position, did you ever envision that it would get to this worldwide game like this?
No, no idea. Actually, it was interesting. I really believe I was a second choice initially to be one of the commentators for the game. I had done some work with 2K way back in the uh, kind of historic days and the more antiquated days before technology had really moved to where it is now, and had done some video game recording before the games got to be as fun and playable and as advanced as they are. So they knew that I had done that kind of work. But I think when I first connected with the NBA 2K property, there was some recording that needed to be done in the late spring of, I want to say, maybe 2008. And initially, Doug Collins was one of the lead analysts for NBA basketball and Turner. And I think they had reached out to Doug in an effort to have the authenticity of an NBA announcer on the game. And he wasn't available for whatever reason. And because they had history with me from way back, and I had a pretty strong reputation at that point in the business as a commentator. And I had done Indiana Pacers television for, at that point, I started Pacers television in 1989. So I was still doing Pacer games until 2011. So I was doing NBA games in addition to my full slate of college games. So I did have NBA pedigree as a player and as a commentator. So they reached out to me. My agents called me because they said, "Would you be interested in this?" And I said, "Sure." It was my off season other than the Pacers playoffs, so I could work around it. And so there you go. And they were thrilled with Kevin Harlan and I. And then Steve Kerr joined us before he became a coach, Greg Anthony, and then the roster of commentators has just continued to expand with the growth and popularity of the game. But early on, it was primarily Kevin and I, and then the third person, and then they've added sideline reporters and studio folks and all of that. But I've been there from kind of the beginning of that um, evolution, and they've been happy with my work. I enjoy it. It's fun. It connects me to the NBA and to the gamers across the world in a way that's quite unique. But I never anticipated it or saw it coming in the way that it has, Jeff. And it's funny. I'll be in an airport sometimes, and I'll be standing in the line at a store, and I might say something, and the people in front of me will turn around and say, "Hey, I just heard you last night. My sons were playing NBA 2K." And it's weird, but it happens to me multiple times as I'm traveling during the year. People won't even see my face, but they'll hear me and they'll say, "I know that voice. I know that voice."
Yeah,
And
you got a
it's
very
actually
distinct
pretty cool,
voice.
man. It's been quite a run, and I'm grateful for it.
Just knowing what you are to the younger generation, like, I mean, every single day I'd go home and play 2K. It's almost like we grew up with you. Like, do you ever have those thoughts like, man, like, I'm probably some kid's hero because I understand the game so
No,
much?
I never think of it in that way. But my youngest son, we've got three children. Our daughter's almost 34, and our boys are 31 and 29. So all of them played Division I sports. And Nick, our youngest, graduated from OU in 2014. So he would often tell me times that he would be in his dorm room or in the hallway walking down the hall, and he would hear my voice coming out of dorm rooms because the folks in there were playing NBA 2K. And that's when it started to kind of register that this thing. And then the other experience I had, Jeff, I went with the Pacers back in October of 2013 to the global games in Manila, Philippines, and Taipei, Taiwan. Every year, the NBA has some trip with a couple of teams, and they play exhibition games, part of the global branding of the league. And so the Pacers and the Houston Rockets went to these places to play a couple of exhibition games. So I was there in my role at that time, working in player development with the Pacers. So I traveled to be there as a liaison with the Pacers. And I went through the concourse at one of the games they were playing, and there were consoles of NBA 2K. And in the Philippines, they were in English. So people could go out there and play the game
And I went and just kind of was a fly on the wall, and I heard my commentary all the way in the Philippines. I'm like, come on, man, this is crazy. So that's when it kind of hit me that this thing is pretty broad. Then I went to visit Nick when he was playing in Poland, and a couple of people brought copies of their NBA 2K game for me to sign because they got wind that I was there, and I signed a couple of NBA 2K games in Poland.
Oh my
So that to
God.
me was crazy, just
That's so
absolutely
crazy.
crazy.
That is so crazy. What's up, Hefes? Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Hefe's World, for more videos like this one and the full interviews. Hefe Sports, baby. Let's go.